Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to talk on the topic of love. Um, this is going to be an interesting topic because I think many of us are searching for quote unquote true love. We are searching for that one person that will fill our hearts and make us so unbelievably happy that we are over the moon and we will be happily living happily ever after. It sounds it sounds good, right? For sure. And I think many of us have that fairy tale kind of idea. And I'm not going to be the one to tell you that it's true or not, because that is for you to discover. And everybody's journey is different. Some people do find their soulmates and till death do themselves part on this earth in this lifetime. But some people, they're only meant to be in your life for a month, 6 months, 5 years, 10 years. That the timeline doesn't really matter, as long as in that moment you are present and committed in the relationship. If that's what you want, then you are more or less in line with whatever values that you hold on to in this current state. So today we're going to answer this simple question, but it's not so simple. So it is, how can I find the love of my life? So if you are searching for the one, let me give you some tips. And in my experience, I'm not going to burst any bubbles, but in my experience, the one is usually not the person that you think would be the one. The one will come to you when you're ready for it. If you're constantly in a state of lack, if you are needing someone to fill your heart, if you have a big human-sized, soulmate-sized hole in your heart waiting to be filled by someone to complete you, then your soulmate is not going to show up. Because you have to first be a whole being. Many of us think we need someone else to complete who we really are. But in actual fact, we are already complete. But if we don't believe that we are, and we look for someone else to do that for us, then more often than not, they will disappoint us and the relationship will not last. You first have to be fully in love with yourself. It's gonna sound crazy, it's gonna sound ridiculous, but trust me that loving yourself is the single most powerful thing you can do for yourself. How many of you can safely say you would look in the mirror, try it now, and tell yourself, I love you? How many of you can't even say those words to yourself, and yet you expect someone else to say that to you? Now, why is that? So we can't love ourselves, but we crave for someone else to love us, to make us feel like we are loved. That is totally like the wrong way to go about how you want to approach finding a love of your life and relationships in general. So if you're sending out a beacon, let's say, your homing signal for a partner, but that same frequency that you are sending out is a frequency of, I need someone to fill me up, I need someone to complete me, I'm lacking, I'm missing a lot of things, I'm insecure, I'm not worthy, but I still want someone to cover those flaws. What you end up with is a codependent relationship, or two insecure beings trying to, take a kind of feel each other, but yeah, they're both like incomplete, so it becomes like a hot mess. How many of your relationships are like that? How many of you guys jump into a relationship because you feel euphoric that someone else likes you back, because you don't feel like you deserve that love? And then when someone else gives you a glimpse of a bit of a hint that, oh, you are worthy, you chase and you clamor and you grab on for it like for dear life, and in that way you are forever going to perpetuate this cycle of being inadequate, unworthy, not good enough. And when the relationship ends, inevitably or inevitably, it will usually not last if you don't first love yourself. Then what happens next is you would search for the next person to do the same thing, and it will become an endless cycle. What changed me personally was I used to be like that. I used to be someone who chased love, chased a partner. I didn't know how to be single. Like, I always wanted a partner so that I can have someone say I love you, and when I don't get it, I feel insecure, and I'm like, I get angry and I get frustrated, and I'm like, why did you tell me you love me today? Like, the kind of like overreaction to stuff. And oh yeah, why didn't you kiss me today when I sent you home? Or like, why didn't you hold my hand? Like, all these like crazy insecure stuff all showed up in my relationships. If you are like that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Why didn't he call me today? Why didn't he text me? Like, all these insecure things will show up in our lives when we don't love ourselves enough, right? So what changed was after I broke up in my last relationship, or 2 relationships before that, I decided that I needed to work on myself first. That I needed to first love myself unconditionally before I send out that homing signal to the universe to tell the world that I'm ready for the love of my life, or whatever opportunities that come my way. It could be a date, it could be a fling, it could be a soulmate, whatever. Like, I'm open for it. But the first key was to work on myself, to be able to look in the mirror and say I love you to myself. If you are not familiar with Louise Hay, she advocates mirror work. Mirror work is basically you looking into the mirror, or you having a pocket mirror in your pouch, or in your bathroom mirror, or on your makeup table, and look into your reflection and talk to yourself and tell yourself that you love yourself. And if it feels uncomfortable, that's normal, because most of us have never told ourselves that we love ourselves. Most of us tell ourselves, you're so stupid, you're so dumb, you're not good enough, you suck, why did you do that? Like, you should have done this, you should have done that. And it'll feel uncomfortable in the beginning, because many of us tell ourselves that we don't love ourselves, we're stupid, we're insignificant, and all these take some time to unpack and to delete from our system, and to incorporate healthier messages that would resonate with our inner soul. So try it. If you're not familiar, just Google Louise Hay. She's the founder of Hay House, and she has passed away, but her spirit lingers on in many of us, and her works are still very, very vital in today's society. So going back to loving yourself first, feeling complete, feeling like you have so much love from deep within, that you have love overflowing. When you are able to feel love so strongly within yourself that you do not need love from any other people, whether it be even your family or your friends, that you don't need them to love you, to feel loved, it means that you are finally embracing your birthright, that you are truly loved and you know it. Tell your subconscious mind, tell your soul that you love you, me, that you love yourself. And tell yourself that every single day when you wake up and before you go to bed, tell yourself, I love you, your naming, insert, and then thank you for this beautiful life that I'm able to live, and thank you for everything in the universe that's given unto me, to you. And tell yourself that every single day until it becomes automatic, until you would just look into the mirror like, hello, I love you, like you're so beautiful and you're so handsome, you're so wonderful. That is my wish for you. And trust me, when you reach that point, the love of your life would come into your life without you having to try to look for it. You just have to be ready in that moment and say, dear universe, I am ready for the love of my life. I'm ready because I love myself completely, wholly, and I feel abundantly in love with myself, that I'm able to give love without needing the love to fill me up. And when that person comes along, you know you are ready to give love unconditionally as well. In that same vein, when you are able to give unconditional love, you do not ever fear if the relationship does not work out, that you are going to be truly upset. If the relationship does end for some reason, it could be the love of your life, but maybe only for 5 minutes or 5 years or 50 years. It doesn't matter how long it is. The love of your life doesn't mean you have to die together. The love of your life means your two souls coming together in unity to carry out a certain timeline on this earth for however duration, to go through certain struggles, happiness, travels, sadness, together. And then once that time is up, either it could be when you're 95 or it could be when you're 55. It doesn't really matter, as long as you're open and ready to receive that love and to be able to give that love to someone else without needing to or expecting it. And then when you're in that state, you are so secure in your relationships. You are so independent, but also able to enjoy the company of someone else. You are so full of love for yourself, but also have love to give to another. That is when you know you are in a blissful state. And that is the most beautiful state, because nothing can faze you, not really. No one can hurt you, not really, because you know if someone decides to change their mind, to leave you, that you're not left in shambles because you're left to pick up the broken pieces of your heart, because your heart is already full. There's nothing to break. It is full. The love is overflowing. Your heart is not in a million pieces. Okay? I hope that helps. I hope today's message finds you well. So the key takeaway, love yourself unconditionally. When you're ready, stand and tell the universe you're ready for the love of your life. Wait and be patient. That person will come along. Set the intention, let it go, trust the universe, trust the process, trust that life has a plan worked out for you, and the right person will come to you when you're ready for it. And be open and be proactive as well. If you need to go out and date, go clubbing. If you need to go drinking, go networking, or go meet people, go, right? Do whatever it takes, travel. I don't know. You might meet the love of your life in the most unexpected places. I'm not here to give you dating and tips advice. I'm not here to tell you which app to go on. I'm not here to tell you where you need to go. Just trust that once you're ready, the love will find you. Okay? I hope that finds you well. Again, thank you so much. If you have any questions, as usual, leave it in the comments. I would love to help you out as much as I can with whatever nuggets of wisdom that I can afford you, and share with you with the experience that I've accumulated over the years. So thank you so much. May peace be with you, and I just wish you all the best, and a beautiful rest of the day.